Turn it back at 4 NBA mysteries that I've been trying to solve. Cosgrove, shout out Cosgrove.
Here are 4 NBA mysteries that I've been dying to solve. Now, you might think that
No
Dirk
offense,
Nowitzki
but
heading back
you
to
know.
the locker room after a game doesn't really need any solving. I mean, what is there to solve? But when you consider the fact that it was immediately following the Mavericks winning their first ever championship in franchise history, it was kind of viewed as odd behavior. You see, we've come to expect players to react a certain way after winning the title, so that's why it kind of caught people off guard when Dirk suddenly disappeared from the scene. I actually remember being confused myself, because I expected Dirk to go wild, and for the longest time it remained a mystery in my head, until I finally took it upon myself to search for answers. And honestly, it's pretty much what I expected. He just wanted a moment to himself.
The emotions of Dirk Nowitzki, what he's always dreamed of, hoping to have another chance after the...
Damn, that is, man, shout out Dirk, man. I know it feel good, like, team that most likely won't even expect to win, like Dirk.
Loss in 2006.
Like, I know he still was, like, good at this point, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he was in his prime at this point. This is prime Dirk right here.
Actually gave an interview to clear the air, and here's what he had to say. Quote, "So I'm on the court and I'm hugging my teammates and I'm completely bawling and I couldn't stop myself. So that's why I was like, I don't want to stand out here and hug everybody and completely be a mess. So I decided to run off and get a few minutes by myself. 2 people ran behind Dirk to try to bring him back to the court. One was the senior vice president of basketball communications, Tim Frank, and the other was the Mavericks vice president of basketball communications, Scott Tomlin." Dirk continued by saying, "Scooter and Tim were like, you've got to come out here. They're about to present you with the MVP. I remember saying, I don't want it. Give it to someone else. I need to be here. I need to be by myself. I think they were like, fine, we'll give you a few minutes, but I remember Scooter telling me, trust me, when you lift the trophy, that is a photo that you want for the rest of your life. You don't want to miss this." They were trying to talk some sense into me.
I ain't gonna lie, shout out Scooter for saying that, or Tim. Shout out both of them, man. But he's speaking facts though. Once you lift it, that's one you gonna want. That's gonna be it, man.
Emotional state.
That's a photo.
Fortunately, he was able to recover and celebrate with his teammates. I'm sure we can all agree that 2 of the most famous
Shout out Dirk. I mean, everybody's reaction different, you know, so you can't really be too mad. I don't think he was trying to not like be unsportsmanlike, you know, like, you know, no sport, bad sports, like, you know, he just. I couldn't believe you won, man. Everybody reaction different.
NBA players are no doubt the Jordan crying meme and confused Nick Young. Both are insanely iconic. I would imagine that most people are aware of the origin of the Michael Jordan one. I mean, it's pretty obvious where that came from. But I would argue that very few know the story behind the Nick Young one. The meme originated...
I don't know about the Nick Young one. I was just seeing that one right like a week ago.
In a 2014 video by YouTuber and photographer Cassie Athena, who asked Young if she could do a day in the life of him, which he agreed.
The mastermind behind the meme was Cassie Athena, a photographer who was working on a YouTube series called Through the Lens in 2014 when she asked to document a day in the life of Nick Young.
Then, midway through the video, it happened.
When I was watching the episode, I was like, where can I add like funny little expressions? And throughout that whole video, there's a bunch of them. But that one moment in particular, I just thought Nick's face looked so funny. And I said, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to add question marks.
But then something completely unexpected happened. It went absolutely viral. Even people who didn't follow the NBA at least knew who Nick Young was because of the meme.
Some people don't even know I play basketball. They're just like, ain't you that meme guy? I use your meme all the time. Can I take a picture? Can you do the face? Made a life of
it.
Now, what exactly caused him to make that face?
If that boy ever take it serious, he'd be great. But he was a clown then.
I didn't expect her to say that, you know. Moms don't normally call their sons clowns, you know. There's better words than that, you know.
Shout out moms.
You know? So it kind of just caught me off guard. Hey, well, you don't do that to me on camera. But it was funny.
Now this one might seem a little silly, but trust me, this was a real thing back in the day. Many people strongly suspected that the high flyer Shannon Brown was brothers with R&B singer Chris Brown. I specifically remember this storyline, or whatever you want to call it, being a
Did
pretty
people really
big
believe
deal
that
around
shit, bro?
2009, 2010. Or at least it seemed like it. These two were always confused for one another, and for obvious reasons. Not only did they share the same last name, but they also shared a striking resemblance as well.
We don't all look alike.
It's one thing that they kind of look
They
like
do
each
not
other,
look alike,
but
bro.
when we added in the fact that they had the same
Hey,
last
he blocked
name,
the shit out
it
of
was
him.
game over at that point. Rumors were spreading everywhere that these two were related.
Now here in LA, there are tons of celebrities, and some reason everybody confused you with the singer Chris Brown. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, all the time. You know, when I met him, man, he said the same thing that everybody, you know, say we look like each other. So
They do not look like each other. Y'all really think they look like each other? Look at this dude and look at Chris Brown.
all the time.
Like they don't
Also,
look
did
like
you
each
know
other.
that Shannon Brown can actually
All right, bro,
dance? I mean, he said it himself.
no. Shannon, stop. Just stick to basketball, bro. Please, don't get on that freaky shit, bro.
Can we see something?
And you probably already knew
Nah, Chris
that
Brown
Chris
can hoop,
Brown
though.
has some skills.
This
when
nigga
it
know how
comes
to do
basketball.
everything.
So what are the odds that they can somewhat do what the other can to a certain extent? Sounds like brothers to me.
Stupid.
But we all knew deep down at the end of the day that that narrative was all just for
Hey,
fun,
he
and
had
that they
bunnies,
were in
though.
no way
Shannon Brown used to
actually
get up.
related. Even Chris
Y'all
Brown
niggas be
himself
sleeping.
started to become annoyed by the whole thing.
Some exciting play.
But you still gotta admit that the resemblance between them is uncanny. Well,
It's
at least
not,
it was
bro,
back
they
in the
don't
day.
look alike,
Now,
bro.
here's a little fun fact that I discovered while researching. Did you know that Shannon Brown's dad's name is actually Chris, making his full name Chris Brown? That's an interesting
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's
coincidence,
kind of
if you ask
crazy
me.
though.
I don't know about you guys, but I will never understand why some players like Stephen Clay look at the ball after the release. How does watching the ball in the air gonna help you in any way? I've always thought this was kind of strange, and I can't imagine it would even make a difference.
Do they really do
I
that
feel
shit?
like it would throw me off more than anything. I mean, just think about
Dog,
it. You wouldn't stare
what
at
the
an
fuck?
axe or a dart on
That's
its way
a good
there.
one.
You would look at the target, just like you would look at your opponent while boxing. You wouldn't look at your arm or hand while throwing a punch, would you? But I get it, the world doesn't revolve around me. Who am I to criticize the greatest shooting backcourt of all time? It seems to be working for them just fine. No
Exactly
offense
like
to
shit.
anybody who does look at the ball after the release. All I'm saying is, I don't think it would ever work for me personally.
And when you shoot, you look at the rim the whole time, or you look at the ball as it's going. Pamela and the Dirt, when they shoot it, they see the rim, and then they let it go, they look at the ball.
Feel free to comment down below whether you're
so
a ball
whatchamacallit?
watcher or a rim watcher like me.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, like what? I mean, I watched the rim. Really, I think I just shoot the ball and I just like, damn it. I gotta start paying attention to how I shoot now. 'Cause I feel like I'm more of a rim person. But who shoots the ball and just look at the rim? Like, you shoot the ball, like, what the that's, I guess both, right? Like, I'm gonna have to record myself hooping, cause that's interesting. I ain't gonna lie. What y'all is though? But it's a good video though. Like and subscribe.